Hey my friend, my name is Pavel Alimov, and I'm happy to see you watching this KulClub Tutorials Series. In the previous video, you have learned KulClub titles types. In this video, I'm gonna tell you what the limits and the validation points are and why it is very important to learn. Actually, the limits and the validation points are the main components of KulClub compensation or marketing plan. It's really impossible to succeed in KulClub without understanding what they really are. So the first question is why? What's the purpose? Well, the limits and the validation points existing provides a number of the necessary features for a successful business, such as sustainability, long-term performance, and a fair compensation for the active members. Why? Because the sustainability means that the system guarantees the getting income without any dependence on such factors as how many members have joined KulClub or how much money had been invested. The long-term performance means that you are absolutely sure that KulClub has come to stay for long, so that you have joined the business that you would bequeath to provide the abundance for your family. The fair compensation for the active members means that every loyal member has a huge motivation to start taking more actions at any moment and get rewarded for that again, and again. What's the main benefit? It's a possibility to create your own strategy so that you are always able to predict the results you are going to achieve and get exact those results in the expected time. Well, what's the main action you need to take for the start? Generally, you need to validate your titles. To validate a title, you need to have two main components at your disposal. They are a limit and a validation point for each title you are going to validate. Each level of title requires a limit and a validation point of the same level. For example, if you need to validate T3, you will need to have one limit 3 and one validation point 3. That's simple, right? Initially, KulClub provides every new member by 6 limits for each level from 1st to 6th as a bonus. The only 7th level never requires the limits for the title validation. Every time you validate a title, you spend your limits, so you will need to think how to obtain more limits to validate your titles after your bonus limits have finished. How many validation points will you have initially? As you can see, you will have no validation points from the start. However, it doesn't mean that you can't start at all. KulClub is a very clever created program, so you will have no problem to start because there are some ways to obtain your validation points when you really need to. How to find out how many limits and validation points you have? There are two different possibilities to see your limits and validation points in your back office. The first option is to go to My Account, then to Summary, and you will see all the limits and validation points you have for each level at the bottom of the page. The second option is to see them on the My Titles page, where the existing limits are shown below the title and the existing validation points are shown above the title. For example, for level 3, the owner of this account has 5 limits and 9 validation points. Thank you very much for the attention. I'm Pavel Alimov. See you in the next video.